I would begin with a story of mental health hotline only continuing to grow in popularity, and local health advocates are concerned there's not enough funding to meet the need.
ABC 6 News reporter Connor Knuckles joins us now with some details. Connor?
That's right, Laura James. The new number has brought a rise in crisis calls to mental health professionals in Minnesota, but advocates say there's not enough funding to keep the support from going long term.
I do think ultimately it is a good sign that there has been an uptick in calls.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline has been up and running for a few months now, and it's already reaching more Americans in distress and connecting them with professionals to get them help fast.
The whole purpose of creating 988 was to have an easier way for people to reach out and get resources. So it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing an increase.
While the increase in calls is a positive step for the hotline, it has been an adjustment for some people.
The issue that we are having is having enough resources so that everyone in a mental health crisis has someone to talk to, someone to respond, and somewhere to go. So that's really the next stepping stone, is having enough of those resources, because right now we don't.
Which is why NAMI continues fighting and hosting fundraisers to increase funding for people who need help with their mental health. Plus, the money NAMI raises gets to stay in-house.
With the NAMI walk, all the money stays in this area. That is huge.
Karen Tracy is a peer support specialist with NAMI. She tells us the support for mental health was already something that needed to be addressed before the pandemic, which she says was some of the hardest times for her and her support groups.
Our liquor stores were open, but our support groups were closed. We could only go on Zoom.
Today, support groups are back to regular meetings, and the road to improving one's mental health is getting back on track. But there's still more room for improvement.
There's still barriers with transportation, there's still barriers with insurance, and it's just a matter of continuing to fight and advocate for more of that around not just Minnesota, but around the country.
Now, during the last legislative session, Minnesota lawmakers were pushing for $8 million towards mental health. Now, that was one of the items left in limbo after lawmakers adjourned without passing several bills. Tomorrow, NAMI is holding its annual NAMI Walk Your Way fundraiser.
All right, Connor, thank you so much.
All the money raised tomorrow will help improve access to mental health services.